need to hear something else to wake them up and like go and show that like we're in this time like it's serious.
Wake up! Come on, wake up!
Across the country, there have been dozens of reports of threatening clowns.
A woman was attacked by a man in a clown suit.
Authorities are advising people to stay indoors.
Waves will rise up, in spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
You're waiting on something. Waiting on us.
I guess it's not really an uplifting movie, but I saw Beast in No Nation, and it just made me feel how privileged we are here in America, rather than back in our homeland, I guess.
I saw The Butler, and it's just amazing to see like the progress of the White House and actually having a black president.
The classes like Coach Carter, the great debaters.
Those are the only ones I really think come to mind.
It was over the summer before I came here, and I watched. My mom, she likes to always. We go back and we watch Roots. We always go back and watch 12 Years a Slave, and we watch some of the old black movies. Like we watch Coolie High. I don't know the names of the other ones, but we watch movies like that. I watched those over the summer.
What's up, Bob Marley? Look here, man. Don't look at me like that. I didn't shoot the sheriff. Look here, man. Ain't you ever heard of a hot cone? Press it out, bro. You got to press it out. All right.
A clown is probably someone who's just silly and goofy, and a comedian will probably be someone who is actually trying to entertain somebody. But a comedian could be a clown any day.
Comedians are really smart because they know what to say to make people laugh. Clowns just act a fool.
I feel like the issue is a lot of people who are clowns think they're comedians, and that's where it's always the mix-up in a lot of.
Comedian is going like. Comedian job is basically to make you feel warm, you know what I mean? Like, make you laugh, make you feel at home. They're gonna give you like jokes that are relevant to your life, you know what I mean? They're not gonna just, a clown is somebody who's seeking for attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's basically what he's saying. Clown is just somebody seeking for attention, just want to be seen. That's the gist of it.
Wake up! Come on!
I listen to Future. I like his hooks. Like the message isn't that good.
I listen to 21 Savage. I mean, not the greatest message, but you know, songs are catchy.
Shy Glizzy from DC, so I listen to Shy Glizzy. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Gucci. I listen to Chance the Rapper. He's cool, but I listen to a lot of trap per se.
Music is what got, what kept slaves going. It kept the black soldiers that was in the army, that was in front of the line, in the Civil War, and et cetera, they kept music to keep them going. Rappers, if you're talking about mainly rappers want to select, a trap beat and then just say whatever comes to mind, et cetera, without any thought into it. And they put it out and it becomes viral, becomes famous.
But I do feel like music can affect I feel like if a 12-year-old black kid listening to some of the music they hear, I feel like that doesn't benefit them, to be honest. But I feel as if it's on the parents to control what their kids listening to. I feel like when they old enough, they be able to listen to it and just enjoy the music, not follow in the footsteps. But yeah.
The way I was raised, my parents ain't really like let me listen to a whole bunch of it. You know what I mean? I listen to what they listen to. So me growing up, most of that music is like, it's good for the soul, but it always had like a good message too. If you got a 12-year-old, 5-year-old listening to like, you know, some trap, all they know about is, you know, shoot, killing, you know what I mean, getting money.
And the kids, everything's a
question. You know what I mean? To them, that's normal. You feel me? So like, it's on the parents at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
It's a universal language. And I guess in the black community, I mean, all we look up to really is those artists who are telling, like, who are talking to us. And I mean, what it looks like today is like it's nowhere near from back in the day when, you know, back in the 70s when it was just all cool to talk about, you know, unity and stuff like that. From the 80s, talking about unity, stop smoking that, and yeah, having fun and stuff. And then 90s came, NWA came out, so they telling the hard truths of like what was going on. And then 2000s hit, it's like, okay, smoking this, drinking that, like that's cool. Like,
Wake up. Come on, wake up.
Well, I feel like people back then, you know, the Martins, you know, shows like that, the Good Times, things were original. You didn't see, things were coming out new ideas. I feel like with shows now, you know, it's hard to come up with original material because a lot of the stuff, a lot of the concepts, a lot of lessons have been learned already and have been showed already. So they're trying not to show repetition, but I feel like originality is not what you see nowadays.
It's a lot of brainwashing too. Like that's how I feel about it. It's a lot of brainwashing. Like they more so kind of like bring their ideas. Like I don't want to say like, you know, white culture or whatever. Like this more so like kind of throw their ideas on us, and some that blacks or African Americans who are kind of naive to the fact that, you know, we were in chains at one point, kind of just listen to them.
I think it becomes a problem when you're an NBA player and you want to speak out about Black Lives Matter, but you're scared to lose your endorsement from Nike or from whatever major company just because you're taking a stance on what really matters. It's not like people want to flip it to anti-police and all this stuff, but if you really look at what we're talking about, it needs to change, and it shouldn't be money held over their head.
I personally think it's more like they show more stuff in TV shows nowadays. Back then, they didn't really want to show like, let's say, curse words in TV shows. Everything was blanked out, but now they show more of that. I would say the Cosby Show, including that people don't like talking about, you know, Bill Cosby, represented like a wealthy black family that had people together, and a mother and a father in the house.
Nowadays it's more of like reality TV, like Love and Hip Hop and all that stuff. And black people love that type of stuff, but like, it shows us as being more like ignorant.
There's a lot of like reality shows where people just be on TV looking crazy and stupid, and that's like liked and is real perceived.
Media always puts out the pictures to put a negative image of the black man out.
The media represents us very wrongly. Media definitely puts us in a dark light.
I read somewhere last week that we have the first, like, I think in California it's the first elected black female senator. Who would have known that if it was, it's not on the news, it's not, I found it on Instagram.
the news is basically created, in my eyes, to make us depressed and not show us a better light for ourselves.
I think like modern day slavery is about, because a lot of people don't realize what they're doing and how they helping create another slavery type of, or like, it's like not an alternative, it's more so like, it's like they don't view what they're doing, and they don't view like how like the many things that they're doing is actually slavery again. Like
the media controls everything that we see, which is like the protest last week when Trump won the election. They didn't show like that it was a peaceful protest. They just showed like black people on the news acting out and like causing havoc in the neighborhoods. You know?
Enslavement to the civil rights movement to the Black Lives Matter movement. So if you think about it, it's basically all the same thing.
Like young black men think the only way to be successful and make it is like being a rap star, or being an athlete, or selling drugs, you know, something like that, instead of starting your own business.
They should have more shows, kind of like Oprah. It's kind of boring sometimes, but I feel like they should have more uplifting shows.
To be honest, there's not really much to change because black people are always going to be stereotyped. No matter, we had a black president and we're still getting stereotyped. So there's not really much to change.
Show better stories that can make us and then our younger people who are also watching CNN, ABC, NBC, and all that to be like, I could do that too. I shouldn't mess with that because there's a brighter side.
We see protests going on, you know, every day. Well, what are you doing after you leave the protest? Are you putting in work? Are you doing what you're supposed to do?
People that are, you know, majoring in mass comm and all this stuff need to like go out there and put their best foot forward into trying to change the media, help them represent their communities. Everyone here is getting an education and we're going to put it, you know, to good use. So make a change first. We keep complaining about stuff, but we can't change anything if we don't change ourselves.
We need to change our attitudes about ourselves before we could like start changing like outwardly, like changing other people's perception of us.
And as a people, how can we win something if you can't vote on you can't start with yourself, you know what I mean? We can't do nothing if you don't get up, if you're not, you know, had the type of will to like get up and go vote for your country, where you stay.
It starts with black people owning their own channels and networks. I mean, instead of us worrying or trying to push them, meaning other races, to show what we're doing in the communities and what we're doing in America, we could show it ourselves.
I think of all the ways that they reinforce stereotypes to divide us, like they did when the Asiatics invaded Africa, but instead back then they used religion. And in separating us and splintering us off into different groups and pitting us against each other, we lost our strength in numbers.
Media nowadays, it gives people, they have this whole perception of what, or gives this perception of what the black community is. And after a while, if that's all you see, if that's all you hear, the black community itself will start to believe that. But, you know, that's where self-knowledge comes in, and knowing where we actually came from, and actually educating you and your family and your friends and people around you.
All these young like boys and girls,
all they ever see is the black community
black people rapping on MTV and BET. All they see is playing basketball, playing football, and if that's all you ever see, then that's all you think you'll ever be. That's all you think you'll ever be. And because of that, they don't strive to be mathematicians, they don't strive to be astronomers, they don't strive to be scientists and teachers.
If one even wants to begin to create from self, then you can always start with that. You can always start with the person, and then from there, it can start with the family. From the family, it can start with the community. So it's all about the origins.